She says, we are wasting time to find out about Simu publishers or etc. She's only saying that because she don't want to get caught. She said, I give thanks to whoever published part 3, wife of AFROO and AFROO himself, and of course Mr. John Starks from Ghana. She's giving credit to Mansour, this non-African scammer. I don't even know if he's in Ghana now. I think he's in Hawaii. With fake copyrights that you gave him. That's the reason why she's sitting here bigging him up.
Tremendous cause of peace in war times. Before we get into the next phase, I wanted to add this. I forgot to add this piece, conversation with Mansour, and he said something very intricate and important that I wanted to bring light to what's taking place in light of all this new information that we've been receiving and bringing back for the past couple of days. All right, so let's read and then we'll jump into what I need to do. All right, I said what you did was prove you use laws for negative purposes. That's about it. Okay, let me see this record, set this record round, okay? Then he says, Jordan Starks, aka Mansour, said, hold up, you just said that I did something legal to do something illegal. How was that? Negative purposes? Posting the info for free when it is for sale and I own the copyright is indeed negative, is it not? And this is the ignorant mentality that I'm saying that people have, because he knows what he did was illegal. Doing something legal, meaning just because it's laws that allow him to create a corporation digitally and then take a word out of a book that's copyrighted and incorporate that and then put copyrights on that word, that he in his mind, I guess he believed he didn't do anything wrong because legally he could get away with it. All right, that's what he's going at in his mind. All right, he said, if not, why did Scribe remove it? This is just a useless talking point because you can create documents for almost anything these days and send it. It's not like Script was gonna go deeper to find out. All right, but like I said, the books are right back up there. He didn't stop for anything. I'll tell you why, because they did not want to get sued. I could not have that legal power if what I am saying is not true. It's called fake documentation, docket up documents. People do it all the time. Again, where's the negativity here except coming from you? Now, prove to me that you are an authority on info. And this is another problem that people like him and a lot of them, like Charles, the rest of them, they think that we claim we're an authority because we stand on it and we are the most active with the information. That just means that we are in our right place to do what we do. If you practice something and then you express your constant practice of it, I wouldn't use the term authority. I would use the term the person is good at what they do. Like Neb. Neb practices rapping and skateboarding. So he's good at what he does. And you can use he's an authority on hip hop because he's been rapping a long time, that he can explain to you about the different types of rap, the different types of beats, the different type of producers, the different type of sounds. Same thing with skateboards. He know what type of skateboards you can use, the best kind, the worst kind, the places where people who want to learn how to skateboard start at, and if you get better and stuff like that. We watched him for years train his nephew by his sister, rest in peace, that passed a couple years ago. I watched him go from a young kid to a grown adult who have learned how to skateboard very, very well, because he is now an authority. And just because you're an authority on a subject, that doesn't mean you claim that you are the supreme on it. But this is what all of these people say, because we have demonstrated since 2014 that we know what we're talking about and that people knows that. And so when they resort to saying that means that they know they can't do nothing against what we've learned and what we've done, because the practice makes better. All right, he says, now prove to me that you are an authority on the info. Then he said that I own the copyright too. I said, first of all, Mr. Deegan, I introduced you and Brahim to the Nature on the Nawapian website. It was a Ning site, matter of fact. I myself had the books in 2008 for my wife at the time, had them prior in 2006, and many others before then. Secondly, when we met, all you had was the 9-ball counts and some ebooks on aliens from the Nawapians. Thirdly, if you went to a Seymour in Ghana to tell you that lie, wow, you in more trouble than you know. But I see the possession is strong on you. Now, what is the true purpose of owning the copyrights, which is fake, and forcing content down when you are not AFROO? The book is not yours, it's ours. The Ethiopian race and the rest of the world for better living and surviving. He's not even part of the Ethiopians. He's Morocco. He's from Morocco, which makes him mankind. All right. Aunuptah came in and said, "How you copyright a book you didn't write? Unless you're a demon trying to manipulate people." Then he says, when you got the info, you paid at least $500 from the one that died of cancer, correct? Aunuptah said, huh? He said, you still have no proof that I have lied here today. Aunuptah asked him again, how do you copyright something that ain't yours? And then I told him, no, I did not. And his name was Aunuptah. So he think that I paid $500 for my books. Number one, I never bought the books. My ex had the books when I came to New York. All of them. She had everything except the CD or the tape that came with them. But she got her books directly from A&B at the time when they was in the Bronx. So where he's getting this from, I don't know. So I told him it was Aunuptah because that's what I had the email at the time. I think it was, like I said, Amun999. Either it was at aim.com. I think she had another one, which is at yahoo.com. So that's where other people got their books from. I never got any books from them. I corresponded with Aunuptah's Rest in Power's wife here and there on Facebook. That was it. I don't know if we were friends on MySpace, but definitely when it came to on Facebook, that was the case. All right. So I said, no, I did not. His name was Aunuptah. And I said, and the books were never that high. They were cheap. But shipping them from overseas was the cost, and it was still under $200. Get your facts straight. So then he said, when you break the laws, as it says in the info, death is one of the things that will snare you, and that guy died of cancer. Why? He obviously broke some laws. Now, when he said that, then I just thought he was just being an a-hole. But knowing what we know now, what Mansour was basically saying is that he died of cancer because he gave fake copyrights to Mansour to then take them and do what he did as far as the books is concerned. And I was saying this way before this, a couple of videos ago, that that's probably why he died of cancer. But now I remember this conversation here that we had all the way back in 2014. So yeah, a lot of things happen to you when you break the laws of nature, especially when you're doing something like this, where they were scamming and went above and beyond just making the books and making some extra dollars off the top. Aunuptah is the one that he's claiming, with all the information we got, are the ones that sold the fake copyrights. So he, again, is not Aunuptah, and anybody that's still saying that now is definitely out of their mind. All right, so he's not Aunuptah. So at this point, he said here, I just asked the question because it's the fact that the guy was selling the info for hundreds, making it unattainable for most of the people here in America. I set that straight. See, now he just said Aunuptah was selling the books too high of a price. So that means Mansour was dealing with this guy and they were selling the books all the way up to what he said 100, because he assuming I paid $500 for them, which I didn't. I never bought no books from him. But I do know that Charles got his books from him, and like I said, it was under $200. I think it was like $150 for all of the books, and probably about $170 or something with the cost of shipping and all that other stuff. So right here, Mansour was just told on Aunuptah. So this is proof that Aunuptah was a scammer and a faker, and they still was giving props to York, even with all this going on. So nobody can sit here and say nothing about what we're doing, and this is why nature, the positive force of nature, is bringing all this stuff back up, because birds of a feather flock together. And so that means Anova is fake, Aunuptah is fake, Tarnova is fake, Ray Noon Ray, rest in peace, was fake. Alright? Poseidon is fake, because they all was around each other with this going on. Reason is fake, and anybody else that's hanging with anybody I named is fake, because now the information is coming out that all these people were filthy. And I said, wait, let me get the info on how he died so we can be in line with the facts. Give me a sec. And he said that has nothing to do with you proving that you are an authority on the info, which I own the copyrights to. Alright, so I went further down, and I wasn't able to, I didn't respond back to how Aunuptah died. So we kept going with the conversation. So it goes, which is what I am doing, right? He's talking about making the books available for a cheaper price. The books were out since '93. What the F are you talking about? You made nothing available. He said, in order to control making the info available, making sure that it is represented correctly, of course, I had to have legal power. That is the real world. The book says no true culture insider will be established after Armageddon is over. You are lying again. And he said, oh, I haven't. What is this? So then he shows his digital books that he called the Noonabu philosophy, right? So then I said, oh, I see. You want to control the info. He said, so do you expect it to just pop up after Armageddon? And I said, well, we all are aware of this. Nothing new. He said, with no previous foundational action, I don't have to want to, I do. Clearly. Then I said, the point is you had no right to copyright the books, material to use in the fashion you were doing. He said, I had no right. With what authority do you have to say this, and what grounds? Nature obviously allowed it. So OONOO came in and said, AFROO gave you the right to copyright his books? He said, see, that's the thing. You don't even know who AFROO is past their name. So I said, Zupu does a lot of things which you have yet to find out. It's justice time and you don't see you're being used by your own spirit to do so. And he said, surely he would do something if I was in the wrong by now. And OONOO said he does the work and you copyright it for your own personal gain and don't ever bear the name Nupu at the end of your name. Oh, okay, it's froze up. Okay. Surely nature would have stopped me if this was so wrong, right? Personal gain. Don't worry, it's happening now. Oh, it's already happened with what's happening to you, but the ultimate justice is yet to come. So as we go further and further and further, like I said, it's just a whole bunch of anarchy and malarkey foolishness, and it all came to play out of a secret conversation that obviously Kepler was moved enough to come out and make a complaint, because obviously this means Kepler knew more than what he was saying, because Noosa didn't come out and say nothing. Because if I just had a conversation and I didn't know anything and somebody put something out, if I ain't had nothing else past the conversation, that means, you understand, it had to be more, because this is what all of these fakers been doing for years, is hiding and camping out in each other's chats, talking about us who's doing something and speaking out against wrongdoing, and tried to scapegoat us for years. So at this point, Mr. Sourpuss made it clear that in his mind that Aunuptah died of cancer because he did a great wrong, which is created fake copyrights and gave it to him. So that right there in itself is telling and very sad at the same time. And because of that, everybody associated with this, y'all really do need to get y'all mind right and come out and admit what y'all have done, because it's the only reason why this keep coming out. It's just the time. Some of y'all, something bad gonna happen either way it goes, right? And so right here, I'm just gonna play it for right here once again. He said, and I said, and the books were never that high, they were cheap, but shipping them from overseas was the cost, and it was still under $200. Get your facts straight. When you break the laws, as it states in the info, death is one of the things that will snare you, and that guy died of cancer. Why? He obviously broke some laws. True myth comes in peace. In war times, following is going to be videos of my interaction with this clown, and everybody got to get caught back up.
Mr. James hasn't returned yet. I'll have him call as soon as he comes in.
As soon as it's dark.
I'm going to go ahead and go forward and let y'all just kind of look at the history of this sick individual, and I'll close out. True myth, cosmic peace in wartime.
Stay
So there you have it. This is the prequel to a whole lot of information that we've been putting out there and spreading out there. And that's the only thing that we can do at this moment of time is inform the unknowing audience so people can know who's real or who's fake. And trust me, you can't get no more faker than this. But it get worse and worse as far as the delusional and the ignorance of Mr. Sour Man. And so since he wants to crank it up again, he knows where this is going to end at. He always loses, but you know, they can't, these bald-headed jokers, man, I don't know. Between him and the rest of these cats that seem to always got something to say to me, it's the ones with no hair that seem to go the hardest, like the moon surface is hard, but you know, we hot like the sun, so ain't nothing a rock can do against plasma that's getting hotter and hotter every time. Every year we get stronger and they get weaker, and their stratagems become more and more open and visible because that time is here. One of the signs of the sun cycle is be able to see that which is hidden in the darkness of the moon cycle, which is ignorance and spells and religion and all these different things that these people are doing, and they so possessed with negative forces they can't even acknowledge when something as simple as stealing. So we'll continue as time moves forward. True mental cosmic peace of wartime, true liberation, circulation of new knowledge throughout the body of the Ethiopian race and all other oppressed races.
Stay